Namaskar. Nowadays, in the world of the internet surfing, the netizens are very interested these days and keep sharing a video of a pink lake that lies in Patagonia in Southern America. So, do you know what is the reason behind it? Why it's so popular nowadays and why people are keep sharing it? So today we will discuss everything related with this incident, that why the Lake Patagonia turned pink, and what are other associated factors that we need to know from various examinations point of view. So let's have a look first at how the lake looks pink exactly. Here in this video you can see the fluorescent pink color of the lake, and this video is nowadays going viral. Everyone over internet, over Twitter, Facebook is keep sharing and resharing these videos. In this video, as you can see, that entire lake has turned of color fluorescent pink, and even there are small shrubs in this area which is also color pink. Like you can see here, these are the vegetation inside the lake which has also turned pink. Environmentalists and the local people are thinking that it is a kind of a contamination that has been caused by some use of chemicals nearby the industrial areas. But still, for the people nearby, the reasons are largely unknown and the research are being going on. So now let's understand every other aspects related with this phenomena. I have already told you that why this is in news, because the color of the lake which has turned pink overnight. Now we need to know the exact locations and their names. So here you can see there are two lagoons. The name of the lagoon are Corfu Lagoon. You need to remember the name Corfu Lagoon. And this lagoon is situated in the Argentina city of Trelew. Trelew is the precise location where the industrial areas is situated. This entire area is a part of Southern America. Another thing that you must be knowing, that this has been caused by a chemical used for preservative of prawns and fishes in this area. So this is the minor detail that you need to understand in order to recall the information associated with this phenomena. Now let's understand that what is the exact reason due to which the color of the lake has turned pink. In this picture, as you can see the beauty of this lake, it's looking so scenic, green and light blue color. So the lake was initially that way, but after contamination the lake has turned pink. These are the images after contamination. Do you know that this contamination has occurred overnight? It means that you are waking up in the morning and seeing that, okay, last night the color of the lake was blue and now it's pink. That is why it has gone viral. Now see that there is a chemical. The name of the chemical is sodium sulfide. You have to remember it. Name of the chemical is sodium sulfide. It is basically an antioxidant and antibacterial product. It is mainly used in paper industry as well as food preservative industry, fishing industry for preservation of fishes and prawns and crabs. In this area, this chemical is used to preserve the fish and the prawns, and these are used as an export person to the European countries and the Northern American countries mainly. So this is precise information that you need to know. Why the lake has turned pink? Because of the presence of the sodium sulfide. What is sodium sulfide? It is an antioxidant, antibacterial product. Where it is used? It is used as a preservative to the paper industry, to the fishing industry, and sometimes also for the fruit and vegetations. Now, do you know exactly where is the location of this lake and the city Trelew? Here it is. This is globe. In this globe, this area is South America, and in Southern America this area has been enlarged, and this is precise location of the industrial city Trelew. This is Patagonia in Argentina. So this is a part of a country, Argentina. This is Patagonia. Patagonia is a kind of desert, and this is spread over the area of, this is Chile, Argentina mainly. So this is Chile. Nearby Chile there is industrial area, and here also is the Lake Corfu or the Lake Patagonia is situated. So you must be precisely knowing the location of these places. One more thing that you must be knowing in this location, that the Patagonia Desert is a kind of cold desert. Okay, do you know that how many type of desert prevails in this world? What are the different parameters on which we classify deserts? In general, on the basis of climate, we classify two types of desert. One is hot desert and the second is cold desert. Hot deserts are mainly situated along the tropics where the temperature is high and rainfall is scanty. On the contrary, cold deserts are situated in the subtropical regions or the temperate regions where the rainfall is scanty, and most probably the cold deserts are within the continent area or inside the continental interior continental part. This Patagonia Desert is a type of mid-latitude continental deserts. We have a series shooted by our Professor K. Siddhartha, our chief mentor, on the topic largely covered on the classification, their types and formation of deserts. You can visit that in our official website of Ensemble as well as on the open platform NCS TV. Do follow that for more information. Thank you. And now let's come back to our original topic. Okay. In this map, you must be noticing that this is Chile. This entire area is Lake Corfu or Patagonia Lake. In this image, you can see that Lake Patagonia, this entire horizontal lake is Lake Patagonia. In this, here is the location of the Chile is this part, and here is the industrial area as well. But this part has been developed as a recreational sport by the Arizona province in Southern America, which is known as Patagonia Lake State Park. In examination, the name can be varied and question can be asked on a various basis like Corfu Lake, Lake Patagonia or the Patagonia Desert, associated facts and features of these places, then the Patagonia Lake State Park. So that is why you need to precisely remember these places and their names. Few facts that you must look into, that this area is highly underdeveloped area. Okay, second fact is this is 2.5 miles long, and another thing is Arizona site for fishing, camping, picnicking, hiking and bird watching. So these are minor information that you can keep into your memory in order to recall the related facts. Let's move on to the next aspect of the same, that this area is covered by a river Chubut. Chubut is also the name of the province in this area. So river Chubut automatically becomes important river for mapping purposes in various examination or related facts, that what is the causes of the pollution for river Chubut. So you must be knowing that this fact is not out of the box question. It is related with something which is trending over internet. So that is why here you must be precisely knowing the location of river Chubut. So this is the river Chubut. And you can see that here, this one, Chile is located on the bank of river Chubut, and this is an horizontal profile of the river. You can see that other 12 provincial roads are crossing. For your information, this province is known as the Chubut province. So these are precise locations that you need to know in order to attempt any sort of questions that are coming related to this place. Now move on to other aspect, that Patagonia Desert. I already told you that it is a mid-continental desert. It has been formed, and for details you can visit again our site on Ensemble Ias Academy or CSTV, that is available in open platform, as well as we have YouTube channel and you can see that there. Now the other few facts that you must keep in mind in order to read this place and locations, and it will help you understand the other related topics as well. Patagonia Desert is a mid-continental desert. Mid-continental desert means a desert which is situated inside of the continent. It is not on the bank of the sea or on the mountain side. Okay. The second thing is that this is the largest desert in Argentina and the 7th largest desert in the world. These are the factual information that you can keep in your mind and use it anywhere if it comes anywhere in any examinations. Now, do you know that what is exactly rain shadow area? Think about it. This is a very common term usually asked, and there are many associated features, especially the rainfall pattern that you need to understand sometimes on a localized basis is associated with the same factor. So let's understand what is exactly rain shadow area. Suppose here is a mountain and this is sea. When from the sea towards the mountain wind blows, it picks up moisture. This moisture laden hot winds when rise up, it cools down, form the cloud and rains in this area, and this rain is a heavy rain. This area, which is the fourth side of the sea, receives a large amount of rainfall and known as a lee side. Okay, and empty of rainfall. But when these winds descend down towards this, it means the backside of the mountain or the backside of the slope of the sea coast, usually is hot plus dry because it already had shedded all its moisture on this side. So this area receive no rainfall or very less rainfall. So this side is known as rain shadow area. These areas are mainly a dry region because there is no moisture and the less rainfall. In India, the Nagpur is such kind of a place. So Patagonia Desert is also a type of rain shadow area. So you must be knowing these factors. Maybe the question can ask, which is the following elements are correct related with this region? Lake Corfu is found here. Is it a rain shadow area? It's a cold desert or it's a hot desert? So you must be knowing this. In order to know that, for your conceptual understanding, this topic has been described to you. Now move towards this, that when we are understanding places, there is not something that the place reacts and stays intact without interaction with the other phenomena. A place has a variety of dimension. It has a culture, it has a fauna, it has a flora. So there are few things that you must be knowing related to that. There are Magellanic penguins. You must be remembering it. Magellanic penguins are threatened under IUCN list. Okay, these rare species or the threatened species are found into this area. So you must be knowing when you are talking about Corfu Lake or Lake Patagonia, these things must come in your mind in a quick fix, that okay, these things related with this factor. So these are the fauna related with this place. Magellanic penguin, you can see in this image. You must have seen this over movies and songs and sometimes Discovery Channel. These penguins are found in this area. Okay, these penguins are prone to susceptible to non-adaptable to oil spills. They have a threat of oil spill. Usually in this area of Chile and the Argentina, there are oil reserves. Oil spills are there in the seaside. When these penguins goes there for the breeding season, they usually die, and that is why to save this Magellanic penguin, it has been enlisted into threatened category of the IUCN list. This fact you must be recalling when you are understanding about the Corfu Lagoon, or the lake which is turned pink and which is trending nowadays among the netizens over internet. Second thing that you must be knowing, there is a thorny bush grown in this Patagonia Desert, which is known as El Calafate. So you must knowing this name El Calafate. What is it? It is a thorny bush which is found in Patagonia Desert. Okay. This is a glacier which is Perito Moreno Glacier. Do you know that worldwide the global warming is a hue and cry to the environmentalists? Everyone is talking about that the glaciers are melting, sea water is rising, and so on and so forth. This is the only glacier, Perito Moreno Glacier, which is found in Patagonia Desert, is the world's third largest freshwater glacier, as well as it is the third largest reserve of fresh water. And the most interesting fact about it is growing. It means that the worldwide glaciers are melting down, but Perito Moreno Glacier is growing. So it is a good sign for us that at least some glaciers are there in the world which are growing, not thawing, right? And this is a real image of this glacier where some hikers or the adventurers are going up. You can see that in this image, this is El Calafate. This is in tall bushy shrubs, and this is very prominent in this desert area. If you see that, you will realize that okay, this is a kind of forest you are going through. Now let's have a look at this. It may look like to you as a rat. This is a special variety of rat which is known as opossum. In Patagonia Desert, it is rarely seen things in entire Southern America, but this is very frequently visited to the Patagonia Desert. So you need to remember dwarfed mouse, which is opossum, is found in this region. Another thing that you must remember is the smoking mountain. Name is El Carlton. This is a smoking mountain, and you can see here is the image. This is the image of the El Carlton, and here it's a banner also written. It's a very famous tourist spot over there. You can see in this image. Why this is called smoking mountain, do you know? See, usually what is smoke? Smoking means something which is hazy, widespread up at the higher altitude. Usually, these are not a real smoke. These are in a form of a cloud that usually ponders over this hilly area. Since it is fully covered with the snow and glacier, that is why these hot cloud balloons usually mixed with these things, and it looks like a smoke over the area. That is why El Calte is known as a smoking mountain, which is found in Patagonia Desert. So these are small fauna and flora description nearby that area. So if you are reading or knowing about the Patagonia lake, these are the associated fauna, flora, locations as an integrated approach to understand the entire region for the location study, and that may help you in cover a wide range of competition examinations. Now we'll move towards that this phenomena that the lake turns pink or red or fluorescent pink is not new to the history. It has been done across the globe over a various location. For example, in India, Lonar Lake. You all must be knowing about this lake. It is found near Mumbai and a very famous weekend tourist spot for the Mumbaians. And it is a crater lake. Do you know what is crater lake? Like Corfu was a lagoon. It was a lake in the form of lagoon. Lonar Lake is a type of lake which is a crater. Crater is basically a lake which is formed due to the meteorite action on our planet Earth. Long ago, it was believed that a meteorite has hit this area of lunar, and therefore, this is an image of a lunar. A depression has been formed in this area, and subsequently, due to the collection of water in this low basin, formed as a lake. As you can see in this image, the color of this lunar lake in June last year 2020 has turned into color pink. It is explained by the environmentalists that this is not a new phenomena to this lake, and surprisingly this is not due to climate change, not due to pollution. It is due to the fluctuating water level in lunar lake. That's the main cause. Due to the fluctuating water levels, when the water level lowers, a bacterial evaporation rates become high. Due to the higher evaporation rate, the water level goes down. Due to that down water level, the salinity increases. When salinity increases, there is a algae which is known as bacterial population rise. And this thing, it is also known as a process where the algae boom or the bacterial boom happens. When this happens, they turn this lake color water as a pink or a reddish color. So in lunar lake, the change occurred due to the increase in bacterial population that is coupled by a higher rate of evaporation and lower level of subsequent water level. It is believed, and the environmentalists across the country has argued, that when the rainfall will occur in the Mumbai region during the monsoon, when the water level will be higher, this will again turn into sky blue or the sky color or the usual water color in this region. You can see this image. This is a lake in Australia known as Lake McDonnell. Lake McDonnell is a typical example of a pink lake. Usually, it is an salt-loving algae which is found in this lake called Danilia salina, and a bacteria is also found which is a halobacteria. Due to these two, there is a chemical release which is known as carotenoid. This element, carotenoid, turn the color of this water as pink color, bright pink, as you can see in this image. So McDonnell is an ideal example of a pink lake in this world. So Lake Corfu is not the only example. This is another ideal example. There is one or two more lakes, like a Lake Uru Uru in Bolivia. This lake, as you can see in the image earlier, was very neat and clean, and it was a shelter for flamingo populations in this area. Have you ever seen clumps of a flamingo around any lake or sea? If you have ever visited the Chilka Lake near the Nalbana Sanctuary, which is a bird sanctuary, in winter's times, you can see that a huge number of flamingos are located here. They used to migrate in those areas. Same wise, around the Lake Uru, the flamingo population was there. It was an ideal ground for their fertilizations of egg. But due to the iron ore mining in this area and the plastic waste contamination into the lake, now you can see the image. It's completely filled with the plastic and waste. It's look like a garbage now. So it is Lake Uru in Bolivia is always an example of a dying lake which needs the world attention to be reclaimed and conserved for the betterment of nature, for the betterment of humanity, and for the scenic beauty of the nature as well. Now, you think of a minute and say that how does it matter even if the lake vanishes? And what are the issues exactly? Like why all the authorities, all the environmentalists and the people who love nature are unable to save those areas? What is exactly there which is like preventing them not to be interfering with this thing? Number one thing that is very associated with Corfu Lagoon area is like, since the Trillium is an industrial belt and that is mainly for the fishing processing and the prawn export to the European nations and the other increasing demand markets. So what happened, that the fish production mainly generates employment to the region, employment to not one or two people, nearly 6 lakh population. So if you ask to shut down these industries, what will happen to the unemployment problem? You need an alternate. If there is no alternate, you cannot suddenly ban fishing in this area or the fish processing industries on those area. So this is a kind of a conflict that is happening between the locals and the industrialists. Now the locals are facing increased number of pollution levels like a foul smell and an odor, and they are unbelievable view of this lake, making them feel noisy, drowsy. So what they did recently, they blocked the roads which were carrying the fish processed products. Now they have come with a tussle to the local authority. What the authority did, they give permission to the fisheries industry to dump all those things and the waste material into the lagoon either or the Chubut river. Therefore, this problem has taken a view and a public mass protest in those areas. So these are the concerning issues for the authority and the people, like how to solve this problem. Now, if you think that this undoubtedly it's one of the aspects that the human beings are being impacted by that, but it is not the only. Right now, maybe the aquatic life is nice there, but if that persists for a longer period of time, can you imagine that what will happen to the aquatic ecosystem there? Because long persistence of such kind of a waste material into the water body may lead to the eutrophication of the water. Due to that, the aquatic animals, like even the fishes, based on that the industry has flourished over there, can die. And then what's next? Think about it. So, dumping into the Chubut river and the other rivers need to be dealt strict-handedly by the authorities, so that at least the waste products must be treated before dumping into the river and the other water bodies. And let me tell you that this is not only happening in this area. This is happening across the world. Even in our India, look at the condition. Nearby Yamuna river is a living example how we have dumped so much into the river that it has turned blackish almost. It's looked like a nala, no more a river. So we need to save our water bodies alike. So this is a major concerning issues. Pollution, tussle, non-treatment of the waste, and then at the last, to the balance that the ecosystem have will be disturbed ultimately. On the conclusion part, that we can say that closing the industrial thing is not the solution. Solution is that we need a law which strictly direct the fishing companies to treat the waste material before dumping it into the river or into the lagoon. Number one thing. Alternatively, we can think for some other means of employment for the local people. We can use the local wisdom to reclaim those areas which are being polluted like that. We can increase the plant growth in the area so that it can purify the water level and increase the water table, and that water table will further feed these lakes. So, if we talk about the future goals is very simple. Protect the nature the way you can. Stop dumping. Do not just be lured by the industrial profit alone. Try to acclimatize with the environment and try to find a middle path and a balancing things. It is not just the color pink might look good for you. It might look at a glance that okay, it is picturesque, so beautiful, wow. But in a long run, it is not good for us. So, if we left alone the rivers and the water body, they can resume themselves, they can renovate themselves, and they can replenish everything in the nature. Alternatively, we can left those water body untouched, undeveloped until they are again refreshed and pictorial and serenic to look at, so that we can again have those pleasure feelings. And most importantly, it is not that the recent incident is a point to note. It is the cause across the world happening to our water bodies, to our rivers. Let's save them by being a little bit sensitive towards them, raising our voice for their betterment, and along with that being sensitive in knowing that okay, these things are harming our environment on a long run. Shut down the economic profit at present, or mitigate it in such a way so that we find a balance in economic growth as well as the growth in our nature. These are the references and the material from where the information has been collected for this presentation and the explanation. If you wanted to read further, you can have those links and go through and verify the facts. Thank you. Knowledge is wealth that elevates our awareness. Keep conserving ecosystem and nature, stay happy, healthy, and keep learning from Ensemble. Thank you. Namaskar.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.